Hi everybody, Grandma Bev here from Life with Grandma Bev, and welcome back to my channel. Well, with my channel name of Life with Grandma Bev, the purpose of it originally was to include you in everything that goes on in my life, right? So I've shared with you through the years. I think I've been doing this almost 4 or 5 years. Different makeup boxes, mystery boxes, bras, underpants, all kinds of things. And I've also included you in my frustrations over my health. And part of my reasoning for doing these was just to help you guys see that, hey, even though, I'm in my 70s, you can still have fun. I still think the same that you do. I'm just me. So, most of my regular followers know that all summer long, and for the past 3 summers, we've been trying to figure out what's wrong with my lungs, with my coughing that I've had for 4 years. And among other things. And I've had so many tests this summer. Like, I kid around, but I'm filling in a pie, and each time I go to a doctor, they think, oh, my buddy, Joe, needs some extra bucks. I'd send her to him next. So each time I'm sent to another piece of the pie. Well, I thought I was done for the summer. I just had one more doctor to do, and that hasn't happened yet. That's my allergist to try to get more at the bottom of the cough. Because, every test I've had, and I've had so many of them. Thank God for insurance. Whew. Well, moving on. As a woman, one of the things that we need to do, and I stress the word need or should do. First, let me quote, though, that this video is based on my own experiences. I am not a medical professional or anything like this. I am just sharing with you what I'm going through, and the hopes that maybe it might inspire some of you to maybe, check on different things that you have going on with your body, too. So that's a disclaimer, okay? Every year I've been having mammograms because my mother was diagnosed when she was in her 70s, like I am, with breast cancer. And she's the kind of person, wonder where I get it from. As soon as she heard, yank them off, get rid of them, I don't want them on me. Excuse me, which we thought was a little reactive. I mean, anyway, that's the route she took. So the doctors back then told her, if you have any, sisters, daughters, nieces, that kind of stuff, make sure that they always get mammograms because it tends to, whatever it is, tends to be run in families. So I've always gotten the mammograms. Well, last year was the first year they started having me have MRIs too. And I thought, what? Why? Having the mammogram was, another piece of the pie is what I thought. Now, several years back, I had a biopsy done on my left girdle. And that one was negative, fine, And that was just with only having mammograms. So this year I had my yearly MRI along with a mammogram, and the MRI showed something. So last Tuesday I went in, well, actually before then I went for an appointment to have ultrasound and a further examination of this poor girl. And they determined I needed to have a biopsy done. So last Tuesday is when I went and had that done. I am black and blue all through here. It's pathetic. Oh. Anyway, that was an interesting experience, which I talked about on my, I think it was Wednesday's posted video, my Ride Along With Me one. And I actually had a phone call from my regular, primary doctor. Like, let's see, that was Tuesday. So Thursday morning, there was a message. Because I didn't answer the phone because they called too early in the morning. I'm not answering. I've got a CPAP machine on. I've got all this stuff on, So when I checked the message he left, he's just wondering if I had heard yet and wondered if I heard what the next steps were going to be, and blah, blah, blah. And that told me, uh-oh, better check. Because, nowadays they have these My Charts, as this one is called. So I went in after I checked his message and read the report, and sure enough, it's carcinogenic. So I have breast cancer in this one. So, Bob was golfing, and I didn't want to send him a message and ruin the poor guy's day. I mean, he'll have enough time to deal with it. So I waited till he got home, sent messages to a couple of people, like my daughter, my brother, my sister, and let them know about it, but also telling them that we didn't know anything about it yet as far as how aggressive, what stage, what blah, blah, blah. So, of course, Bob being Bob, my hubby, when he did get home, I told him, and Bob has this way of putting a totally straight look on his face while he's dealing with something. And then, of course, that was the look that came, and I thought, oh my God, is he going to cry? Which he didn't, but... So his next step was, and anybody who knows Bob, Encyclopedia Bob as he's also called, he worked for 36 years for the Veterans Administration. And he was one of the people that went over the claims. So he had to read all these health reports and, all these tests and things that the different veterans were claiming and stuff. So he knows a little bit about some of the medical terms. So right away, what's Bob do? Let me see the copy of that thing. So I can, my iPad with the copy on it. He gets into Google, starts looking up all these things, and he determined that it's very early, which I figured it had to be. It's not like I've gone years without having, an exam done. And I think there's a score of 9 being bad. Of course, 1 or 0 being the best. And of the 3 categories that they fiddle with, I had 1 on all of them, which means that I'm a 3 out of the 9. So he's determined that it must be very early stage, like I said. So that put my mind at ease somewhat, because all those medical terms they got on there, I don't know what they mean. So, like I say, he looked up a bunch, and then he he proceeded to go make me a batch of peanut butter cookies. Now, anybody who knows me knows I love cookies and sweets, so which is probably why I got cancer. So he made me some cookies. I had 16 cookies or 15 cookies, all for myself, because he's not eating them right now. Needless to say, they were gone by the next morning. So, and he's also the one in the family that likes to cook. So, the way to a woman's heart is through his cooking. What is that term? Way to a man's heart is through your cooking. But anyway, so I'm trying to keep a very optimistic outlook. Now, of course, this is early in the stage. And I decided, well, I'm going to start sharing what I go through. And there may be some of you who don't want to watch it because maybe it reminds you of somebody who went through it, or you yourself went through it, or sometimes that may be a little graphic because my mouth tends to get that way. But I'm going to have my disclaimer at the beginning of each video. And as new things happen, I'll come on report it. So you'll be watching my journey. And you may see a drastic change in my personality, a drastic change in my look. I don't mind if there's going to be weight loss. I'm not particularly thrilled about losing my hair if that's what happens. But we don't know yet what procedures they're going to do. Now, I did talk to the doctor's office yesterday, my primary, and his nurse said that I should, call this particular number. I had a choice of cancer places. Weird. And call Monday if I haven't heard from them, and get things set up. So I didn't hear from them yesterday afternoon, which is when, she called me in the morning. So I will call them on Monday, see what's Well, as soon as I can get in, I'll get in, even if it's early morning. I've asked Bob to go with me to these appointments because I don't remember a lot of the stuff, and he always asks me so many questions. I figure that way he can store it in his brain. So that's the latest. Like I say, I don't have any information yet from the professionals as to what they plan to do, how bad it is. We were assuming from what we looked up, we're one of those Google people, that a Google doctor. But sometimes you gotta be. So, of all things to finally get a result on it, it's gotta be this. Not something you can just take a pill for, you'll get fixed. And what's weird is even though I got this news, I'm not upset because I feel like they've made such strides with cancer treatments. And yeah, it's not like my mom, which that was back in what? When she was like my age. I think she was about 74, 75. It was, get off, They just got so many things. So and the other part too is the rest of my body, according to all the tests I've been having for several years, is in perfect shape. So that may play a role in helping me get cured, whatever you want to call it. So one thing I know, they'd have to really push me to get any of the girls removed. Not that I have a whole lot of use for them right now. But my mother, I always go back to my mom. She always provides such funny little things. Well, when she had hers removed, she opted not to have reconstructive surgery, which meant she had the bras with the prostheses in them. Those things were heavy little guys. I mean, they were pretty good size, almost like real thick silicone. I don't know what they were made of, but they were heavy. So whenever she'd have to go in the hospital or anything, you'd see my dad walk around carrying these boobs. And knowing my dad, if you knew my dad, he was very prim and proper. So to see him walking around carrying these heavy boobs in a plastic bag or something, I can laugh now. But anyway, like I say, this is my plan. It may change because, I probably have no idea what's going to happen, what to expect. I know my sister-in-law went through it last year? No, 2 years now. Wow. So, we'll see. I'm sure some of you are thinking, oh, she can laugh now. Just wait. Yeah, I know. You'll only see me in the videos. You won't see me away from the camera ways. So what I'd like to ask all of you is to please pray that it is very, very mild. It's something very simple to cure, because we may have to postpone going back to Yuma for a little bit. Anyway, please keep me in your prayers. And I'd like to hear positive comments from you. I don't want to hear, well, my so-and-so had this and she ended up dying with it. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. I want to try to stay optimistic. So please make your nice comments below. Share with anyone that you think might be interested in following this journey. Now, this isn't all I'm going to be doing on YouTube. No, I'll still be doing my other things, I think. There just might not be as much. So, like the video and subscribe. By all means, subscribe so you'll be notified whenever I post one of these. I'm thinking I might be doing a weekly one. We'll see. A lot of this I have to wait till I see those doctors. So otherwise, I hope you're all having a wonderful end of summer. I'm ending up not. I love you all. Bye.